OK，可以开始了。
Okay, good morning, Miss and hello, friends. Today we are presenting effective learning space in young children. My name is Ong Sun Yi.
My name is Andrea.
My name is Daniel.
Okay, and this is our table of content.
So now I'm going to talk about introduction. Environments have an impact on us in a variety of ways, and a good environment could make us feel comfortable and happy. Like we will choose an environment that make us relax to go, like maybe a clean place, like for example a cafe. We like to go to a cafe that has a good atmosphere and also like good music and all those. And we will always select a location that has a pleasant atmosphere both to visit and to stay in. So a learning space is also important to children, and children's environment have a significant impact, and not just on how effectively they will learn, but also will affect their manner in which they will conduct themselves while learning. Next, I'll pass to Sunyi.
Next slide. This slide is talking about discussion good practice in programming play in early childhood learning space. The first point is planning time and working to establish an environment that is conducive to learning for children and building such an environment requires all the 3 points. According to Doggett 2010, supporting environment have the potential to send a visual of position method about learning to children. And the next is a good learning environment must be the well organized nice and well managed to be conceived successfully, and also need provide developmentally productive schedule in control programming as well as opportunities of choice. The third point, children must be necessary need to have a sense place to move around and also for them to have activity and play. The last point is children go trust a learning process and receive experience. The space outside is also taken into the
Sorry.
consideration. Okay. The next is the next slide.
OK，可以开始。
Impact of learning space of on the toddler. In fact, to the toddler learning about they can form relationship with loving and attentive adult in their surrounding, and children will have impressions that the environment is a place of for them to explore on their own and try out any of their new ideas. The third is children are more likely to express stress when they are in a family setting or in with a new individuals. The last is the classroom must be limit children's freedoms of movements and lend to social behavior issue. Next slide, please. Okay. Next slide, we are talking about The best practice related to Child Care Center Act 1984. The first Act 308, we are talking about Section 27 floor area. The first floor area. At the childcare center, we must have an area that is at last at 2.5 square meter in size, whether those that are working based, community based, or institutions based must have an area that is last 3.5 square meter in size, and the teachers must make sure the children have enough space to have activities in the classroom. And the last, the teacher office must be insulated from the classroom. The next slide. The next slide, we are talking about kitchen or pantry. Kitchen or pantry should be located locate in a room that may be suspended from that area where children care activity that take place. Teacher must also make sure that children won't get hurt while they are involved in the activity. The last point is keeping the kitchen and pantry insulated could also ensure the cleanness of the area. And for the washroom, the center must make sure the washroom is based on children height. And the second point is adult must guide children as they are washing their hands, and if at all position you should make sure of stools have handle to minimize the possibility of them falling. And also we must make sure that all of the washroom and other furnitures are sanitized on a daily basis to ensure that they are safe and to use and clean. The next slide please. Okay, for the next is section 30 is electricity wiring. Electricity wiring, the teacher must ensure the electric wiring include the switch, plug or wire connection, and other electric item is in good conditions and safe. And and the second point is to stock and extensions cord should be checked and a regular base to present flying and checking and repair or replace them as we as need. According to section 31 is manage of child care center shall childcare center permits. The first point is that paying use of childcare center shall be suitable and safe for children. And the next point is contrast and suitable pretension whether protect at a childcare center in such a manner to ensure the safety of children. And the last is ensure that the premise used as a childcare center have a good ventilations and lighting system. And I will pass to Andrea.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about Act 300, 308 Section 32 equipment to be provided at a childcare center. So we must provide the suitable equipment for the use of a childcare center so that to make sure children are safe and also also safe. So for example, prepare bedding equipment for children such as blankets, mattress, pillows, bed sheets and also pillowcase so that they can have a rest when they are tired. And for the classroom, make sure to have enough tables for children and also make sure the table and chairs are at suitable height so children will be able to reach them. If the table and chairs are too high for them, maybe they will fall down when they wanted to climb up the chair or maybe they other things they will get hurt next. And next is section 33 cleanliness and safety of equipment. We must also ensure that the equipment and materials in the center are well maintained and in a clean condition. Because if the toys are very dirty, children may get infected by maybe bacteria or viruses. And also, we need to make sure children play properly with the toys and do not have any damage on the object to keep the child safe. Sometimes children like to put the toys inside their mouth, or maybe when they are playing, will hurt themselves, maybe have a wound on their hand or hit their head or anything else. So materials are suitable. Make sure materials are suitable according to a child's level, child's age and needs. We cannot prepare like not appropriate materials for the age of the not appropriate to the age of the child and everything. Next. And section 35 is advice on prevention of fire. So the childcare center must provide enough and working fire extinguishers for childcare center to prevent any emergency. Maybe like sometimes got a small fire or that they can use fire extinguishers to wipe out the fire. So the childcare center should also run a drill for children and teachers to practice how to get out of the childcare center and make sure that they get out in on time so that they won't get hurt. And also ensure that all exits from every room in a childcare center are clear from obstruction at all times so that children and teachers can get out more quickly without any obstruction. Next. And the last is section 36 grills to be installed. Center shall install grills wherever appropriate at the childcare center premises to ensure the safety of a child. And also it would make it much simpler for the caretakers to look after the children. Like they won't scared that children will go anywhere else because they have the grills to block the children's way. And children will not have the opportunity to escape the area because it is blocked off by grills. Next.
Okay, now I will talk about the trend and issues in learning spaces in local. Okay, for the trend, you know, the first one is online and virtual teaching. It In online and virtual teaching situation, students can understand a digital-based curriculum that is taught by lecturers who provides lessons by video or audio over the internet. Online and virtual teaching could be enhanced, deepened, and make more meaningful if the curriculum makes the children active participants through interactivity like during the science class in virtual. Teacher could prepare some virtual question and let them question with the website like quiz. Okay, next is the project-based learning. Project-based learning is a type of education where students actively participate in personally meaningful and real-world projects. To design a space that enhances learning effectiveness, it is essential to understand the type of teaching and learning process that is space should exist before beginning any project. Okay, the last one is blended learning. Blended learning, frequently known as the mixed learning, is a style of learning that combines traditional place-based classroom methods with online educational resources and possibilities for online learning. Okay, blended learning is equitable because everyone will get the benefits of face-to-face instruction. Some of the students will thrive with instruction delivered online. For example, some students are really easily distracted by loud noise, while others are socially anxious and fear raising their hands to make comments. All of these students are given similar possibilities to achieve in an online environment due to this teaching method, which is generally more peaceful, secure, and responsive to particular learning needs. For the issue in local, the issues of online and virtual teaching is that students who study on a computer or mobile phone during class might be cause the students unable to concentrate and will lose interest and focus during the lesson as a consequence. And for the next one is project-based learning. Each students have their different type of interest subject, and the involvement of community expert is one of the ways project-based learning differs from a project. The last is blended learning. The blended learning models include the high cost of technology, in limited training, technical challenges, the need to adjust information for teaching methods decrease motivation and insecure relationships between students and teachers. Okay, now for the trends in international. First country is Japan. Pause 一下，pause 一下，等一下，pause 一下。OK， OK。Now I'm gonna talk about the trends of international in Japan. Japanese educational schools are increasingly focusing on how to demonstrate different teaching methods to help students improve their academic abilities, such as time management, research ability, self-discipline, and others. The national survey on educational performance include national exams in mathematics and Japanese for the first time. These tests were designed to assess student abilities generally and identify their structural development. And the last is there are some developments that have been increasingly trying to emphasize reading skills across the curriculum, developing increased significance on quantitative explanation skills and the skills to understand the concept behind the quantities in math and science. They have created more curriculum in cooperation to aspiration learning, even though it is further than the coverage of this conclusion to remark on them in detail. Okay, the next of the country is Singapore. Singapore's educational system is far too elite, restrictive, and specialized. This explains why Singaporean students routinely placed in the top half of all participants in international science and maths competition and evaluation. Okay. Ministry of Education has discussed a greater idea to let them learning and more focus on creative and critical thinking, that is to allow the students to choose different subjects and skills things that they are interested in, so that they could discover which course that each of the students got the skills. For example, problem solving skills, scouting skill, observation skills, and other. They also advocate for giving students more freedom to switch between schemes and or attend classes from other sources. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the issues. The first, for the issues of Japan, the Japanese students of lack in imagination, individuality, and a patience or continuous learning. Since there was a common worry that the strict regulations of schools, especially those set by the principal and teachers, may put the students under too much stress. Okay, next is for the Singapore issues of Singapore. Some of the complaints argue that Singaporean students pay less attention to their innovative thought. However, some people claim that the competition was a useful measurement of the institution's use of memorization to prepare students for the competition or evaluations that than it was of the students' critical thinking skills. Students, they also use of rote learning to get ready for test or competition. This situation might affect their affect their creative skills. Okay. Last is for the conclusion. The environment in the classroom is one of the elements that help the children to study. A meaningful learning experience are created for each and every child in the classroom. And the environment in which they will be learning must be appropriate for the particular environment in which they will be learning, and we must make sure that the classroom will be safe and comfortable to the child of and offer an environment and spaces where the students are free to share their feelings and thoughts. Okay, that's all. Thank you. 录了没 Okay, and this page is our reference. And okay, also this page. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you.